It's pretty rare that a football club announces a legend is leaving 5 months before the door actually closes.
Oh, absolutely. Usually you get a leak or, a quiet statement at the end of the season.
Right. But that is exactly what Manchester United just did. Today, Thursday, January 22, 2026, the club officially confirmed that Casemiro the Tank, the 5-time Champions League winner, is done at Old Trafford.
And, looking at the timing, this isn't just a simple transfer update. This feels like a massive, massive gamble by the ownership.
It really is. And the tension here is just incredible because, we aren't talking about a guy who is washing out of the league.
No, not at all. If this were 2 years ago, maybe it would feel like a mercy killing,
Exactly. But this announcement is dropping right in the middle of a season where he has arguably been United's most important player.
That's the part that's so hard to square.
It is. That's the part that I'm struggling to reconcile. I've been looking at the match reports and all the data from this current season, the 2025-26 campaign, and, the narrative that he's finished just doesn't align with reality anymore.
It doesn't.
It feels like the club is looking at his birth certificate rather than his heat map.
That is the central conflict of this entire story. We have a whole stack of sources here. Official club statements, the tactical data from this season under Ruben Amorim, financial reports, and they all paint a picture of a club trying to balance the checkbook against the reality of winning football matches.
Okay, so let's look at the official word first. I read the statement, and what struck me was how unusually civilized it all was.
Right.
It didn't feel like a firing. It felt more like a retirement party being planned 6 months in advance.
It is extremely structured. The specifics are that his contract, it expires in June 2026.
And there was that option to extend.
Yes. United had a clause to extend it by 1 more year, and they have explicitly chosen not to trigger it. But instead of, freezing him out, they've announced this whole farewell tour.
I saw that. There's already a ceremony booked for the final home game.
Against Nottingham Forest on May 17th. It's all planned out.
Which is nice, sure. It gives the fans a chance to say goodbye properly, but why now? Why announce it in January? We still have nearly half a season to go. Doesn't this make him a sort of lame duck in the dressing room?
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But the reporting suggests this was actually driven by Casemiro himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wanted transparency. By announcing it now in the January window, it basically signals to the rest of the world, and let's be specific, the MLS and Saudi Arabia, that he is on the market.
So it gives him a head start.
It gives him time to curate his next move rather than scrambling around in the summer. It shows, a bit of mutual respect.
Okay, that makes sense for the player. But for the club, this has Ineos fingerprints all over it. We have to talk about the money because you don't let your best defensive midfielder walk away for free unless the numbers are, frankly, terrifying.
The numbers are astronomical. We're talking about £430,000 a week.
430,000?
It's nearly £500,000 every 7 days. When the new ownership structure came in, they did a full audit of the wage bill, and Casemiro's line item, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Of course.
He is the highest earner. He turns 34 next month, and that just doesn't fit the new sustainable model they keep preaching.
I get the sustainability argument. I really do. But let me play devil's advocate here.
Go on.
£430,000 is a lot. But what is the cost of missing the Champions League? What is the cost of your entire defense collapsing? If he is the only thing holding the structure together, isn't he actually cheap?
That is the $1 million question, or the £20 million question, literally. The club is betting that they can replicate his output with a younger, cheaper profile.
They're refreshing the squad.
Exactly. And the short list we are seeing in the reports, it includes names like Carlos Baleba from Brighton, Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest, and Adam Wharton from Crystal Palace.
I like Adam Wharton. I really do. He's got that silky passing range. And Baleba is a physical monster, to be fair.
He is.
But are they Casemiro?
Well, no. They are potential. Casemiro is proof. And that's the trade-off, isn't it?
It is.
Baleba can run all day, and Wharton can pick a beautiful pass, but neither of them has that, the dark arts mastery that Casemiro has.
Yeah.
United is trying to build a midfield for the next 5 years, whereas Casemiro is a solution for the next 5 months.
Yeah.
But dropping that anchor right now, when the team is finally stable, it's a huge risk.
And stable is a word we haven't been able to use for United in a long, long time. It's funny, looking back at his timeline at the club, it's been such a violent roller coaster.
Oh, completely.
It feels like he's lived 3 different lives in Manchester.
It really does. And the way he arrived is still one of my favorite football stories.
Yeah.
August 2022.
The text message.
The text message. United had just been humiliated 4-0 by Brentford.
A total disaster.
Ten Hag is shell-shocked. The team looks completely and utterly broken. And Casemiro is just sitting at home in Madrid, living the good life, watching this on TV.
And he texts his agent.
He texts his agent and says, "Tell them I'll fix it."
It's bordering on arrogance, isn't it? But it's the good kind of arrogance, the kind you absolutely need when you walk into a fire like it.
Exactly. And for that first season, he did fix it. He was the glue.
He was.
But then we have to acknowledge the dark times. The 2023-24 season was brutal for him.
Oh, the legs have gone season. I remember Jamie Carragher was just ruthless. He said, leave the football before it leaves you.
It was a stinging critique, but at the time, it felt pretty accurate. He looked slow. He was diving into tackles he couldn't win.
People really thought the pace of the Premier League had just chewed him up and spit him out.
They did.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the real moment of this deep dive. Because if you stopped paying attention in 2024, you'd think United were just cutting dead wood.
Right, just getting rid of an expensive problem.
But under Ruben Amorim this season, specifically the 2020-30 Save 26 campaign, Casemiro has been an absolute machine.
The data is staggering. It completely contradicts the idea that he's finished.
We have to look at the with versus without stats because they are honestly startling.
I was looking at the XG, the expected goals numbers in the report, and this is where the math gets genuinely scary for United fans.
It is night and day. When Casemiro starts, United have a positive XG balance of plus 0.67 per match.
Okay, so for those who aren't data nerds, let's just visualize that. It means in every single game he plays, United are statistically almost a full goal better than their opponent.
Yes.
They're creating more than they let in. It's basically money in the bank.
Exactly. It's a sustainable business model on the pitch. But then you take him out of the starting 11.
Before it falls out.
The defense completely collapses. Without Casemiro, they are conceding an average of 2.00 XG per match.
2 goals a game. That is relegation form defending.
It is. It's basically a guarantee that you have to score 3 goals just to win a game.
Wow.
Ruben Amorim's system, it relies so heavily on that central pivot to protect the back three. And Casemiro has formed this partnership with Bruno Fernandes that just works.
And he's kept younger players out of the team.
Well, frankly, he's kept Manuel Ugarte on the bench. Ugarte was supposed to be the replacement, the young legs. But he can't get in the team because the old man is just playing too well.
And he's scoring, too. He got that goal in the 4-2 thriller against Brighton earlier this season. But I want to talk about why he's so effective again. Is it just the system? Because he hasn't suddenly gotten faster at age 33.
No, he certainly hasn't. But Amorim's system is much more structured than Ten Hag's was. It protects him better. But more importantly, it utilizes his superpower, his control of Zone 14.
Okay, we hear pundits throw Zone 14 around a lot. Let's clarify that for everyone.
So if you divide the pitch into a grid, Zone 14 is that central area right outside the opponent's penalty box.
The danger zone.
Defensively, it is the most dangerous real estate on the entire field. It's where number 10s operate. It's where through balls come from. If you lose control of Zone 14, you lose the game.
And Casemiro essentially just parks the tank there.
Precisely. He doesn't need to run 12 kilometers a game if he just stands in the right spot and refuses to let anyone pass. It's about anticipation, not pure speed. He reads the pass before the attacker even makes it.
That reminds me of his famous quote. He said, "I go after the ball as if it's a plate of food."
It's such a visceral image, isn't it?
It is. It's not just, I want to tackle you. It's, I need this to survive. It explains all the aggression.
It does.
But that aggression is a double-edged sword, right? I mean, we can't ignore the disciplinary record.
No, and that is the tax you pay for having him in your team. He collects yellow cards like they were trading cards.
We all remember the 22-23 season.
Oh yeah, he was the only player in the entire league to get 2 red cards. He dives in, he takes risks. But tactically, you accept that risk because the alternative, letting the opponent walk right through Zone 14, is so much worse.
So you trade a few suspensions for defensive security.
That's the calculation. And I think Amorim understands that perfectly. He called Casemiro an example for everyone, just recently. He even admitted that at the start of the season, Casemiro was behind every midfielder in the pecking order.
He was 5th choice, basically.
5th choice. But he trained his way back into the starting lineup.
That speaks to his leadership, too. The sources mention he's been mentoring the young guys, like Toby Collier.
Yeah, and he helped Matheus Cunha settle in when he joined from Brazil. He's basically the dad of the dressing room.
Which makes this whole exit even riskier. You are stripping out the tactical anchor and the cultural architect at the exact same time.
Who teaches Toby Collier how to protect Zone 14 if Casemiro is in Miami?
Well, looking at his trophy cabinet, he's definitely qualified to teach. I mean, the man has 5 Champions Leagues.
The legacy is just undeniable. Most of that is Real Madrid, obviously. He defined an entire era there, alongside Modric and Kroos.
An iconic trio.
But I think history will look kindly on his United stint, too. He won the Carabao Cup in 2023, he scored in the final, he won the FA Cup in 2024 against Man City, which was a massive upset.
And he's back in the Brazil squad. I didn't actually realize he'd been recalled until I saw the source material for this.
Yeah, Carlo Ancelotti brought him back in May 2025 after a 2-year exile. He's the captain of Brazil again.
So you have the captain of the Seleção, a key starter for Manchester United, and yet he's being let go. It really highlights how ruthless the planning is at the top level of football.
It's all business.
So where does a player like that go? He turns 34 next month. Is he going to go sit on a beach somewhere?
No chance. The reporting is very specific. His main goal is the next World Cup. He needs to be playing competitive football to keep Ancelotti happy.
Okay, so where is the smart money?
All signs are pointing to Major League Soccer.
The MLS. It's becoming the retirement home for the elite, but to be fair, the level is getting higher every single year. Who is in the running?
There are a few interesting options. The report highlights San Diego FC as a top contender. They're a new franchise, and in MLS, new teams often look for a flagship signing.
A marquee name.
Yeah, to sell jerseys and legitimize the whole project. Casemiro's perfect for that. He's a walking billboard.
That makes sense.
But then you have Austin FC.
Austin. That's Matthew McConaughey's team, right?
It is. And beyond the whole all right glamour, they have a lot of roster flexibility. Austin's a great city, the lifestyle's fantastic, and they have ambition. They need someone to control games in the midfield. It feels like a very Casemiro move, a bit of style, a bit of grit.
I can see him in a cowboy hat. What about the other usual suspects? You know, New York, Miami.
New York City FC is mentioned, mainly because of the City Football Group connection, but that gets, politically messy given his United ties.
A bit awkward.
A bit. Columbus Crew is another one mentioned purely for tactical reasons. They play a system that values distribution, and Casemiro's passing range is actually very underrated.
And what about Saudi Arabia? Surely they're just throwing a blank check at him.
Oh, they are definitely interested. The money would be double or triple what the MLS can offer. Easily. But the sources suggest Casemiro prefers the lifestyle in the U.S. and the visibility it gives him for the national team.
That's interesting.
If he goes to Saudi, he might fall off the radar for Brazil again. The MLS is, believe it or not, seen as a more competitive pathway to the World Cup for him right now.
That is a fascinating shift in the global football landscape, isn't it? That the MLS is the pathway to the World Cup for the captain of Brazil.
It is. It just shows how much the league has grown.
So we are looking at a 4-month farewell tour. He's going to play out the season, hopefully get United back into the Champions League, and then he's off to the States.
That's the plan. And he released a statement today that I thought was quite poignant, actually. He said, "I will carry Manchester United with me throughout my entire life."
You know, usually when players say that, I kind of roll my eyes. But with him, I believe it. He cared. He really, really cared.
He treated every game like a plate of food. He never went hungry.
So here is the final thought I want to leave everyone with. We are obsessed with youth in football right now. Everyone wants the next 18-year-old wonder kid. And United are clearing the decks, getting rid of the massive wage, the 34-year-old legs to bring in the future. It all makes sense on a spreadsheet.
It's logical on paper.
But football isn't played on a spreadsheet. When you look at that plus 0.67 goal difference, when you look at the fact that the defense completely falls apart without him, is refreshing the squad worth the risk of losing the one guy who actually knows how to win?
It's the classic gamble, isn't it? Potential versus proven quality. And United are betting big on potential. But come next November, when they're trying to protect a 1-0 lead away at Anfield, they might just wish they still had the tank parked in Zone 14.
We will see if the gamble pays off. That's it for this deep dive into Casemiro's departure. Thanks for listening.